List.io.
Welcome to the Mid Podcast, where we talk about random shit, geek stuff, and wrestling. You can follow us on Twitter at the Mid Podcast and on our YouTube channel, the Mid Podcast. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe buttons and leave us a comment. I'm Catherine, here with my co-host Brendan, and today is Saturday, so you know what that means.
AEW.
AEW Saturday. So, we are about ready to get mid with some wrestling. Speaking of mid, never mind. I'll be nice. So, we always start the show with random wrestling news
Fun.
that we find interesting. And yet again, I was right. I was right again. I told you Sammy Guevara was tapping Tay Conti.
Okay.
Had proof today. I was right. I love it when I'm right.
Okay. Good for him.
You a little salty over there, aren't you?
No. Good for him.
Yeah, you are. That's
No.
your girl.
Good for him.
So, in our random wrestling news, Triple H in the pedigree.
Yes.
I'm going to let you take this because you're the one that wanted to talk about it.
Who was it? Sabu?
I think so.
Is that how you say his name?
I think so. I'm not sure.
He came out and he said that Triple H has paralyzed multiple people by using the pedigree. But he maybe paralyzed one person. And this dude's crazy as hell. He was the star of ECW. He was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, in him doing all those matches and everything, yeah, somebody would have a better chance at being paralyzed than that. But the pedigree, Triple H is a strong dude,
Mm-hmm.
and takes your head and just slams it to the mat. And if you do it wrong, you're SOL.
Well, if you do any wrestling move wrong, you stand the risk of getting hurt or seriously injured, which is one of the reasons, you remember the Undertaker used to do the tombstone.
Yeah.
And somebody got seriously hurt, got a really bad neck injury, and he quit doing it. But if you ever watch and really pay attention, their head misses the mat by about an inch or so. And usually, like with the tombstone, you hit your knees. The same with the pedigree.
Yeah.
And then you just fall over and your head technically never hits the mat. But there are occasions, just like in any sport, that you stand the risk of getting hurt or seriously injured in anything.
It's like when Seth tried to do a
The curb
move.
stomp.
Yeah.
And he hurt somebody and they kind of backed off from it for a while.
And now it's back. I like that move. Curve Stomp's a cool move.
I like an RKO. An RKO out of nowhere.
But does he have proof that Triple H paralyzed people?
I mean, I haven't ever heard anything until now.
Yeah. That was the first I heard of something like that.
Oh, maybe he's just jealous because Triple H got all that money now because he married Stephanie.
Probably.
So, our next thing. Who would be your wrestler of the year for 2021? And it can be from any company.
From any company?
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Omega.
Good one.
Yeah, it would be Kenny.
I would have to agree with you, Kenny Omega.
What about female?
Female wrestler of the year?
I would say Britt.
Maybe Charlotte Flair?
Eh.
I mean, she's working on, having as many title reigns as her father.
Yeah.
She's already got what?
I don't know.
4 or 5?
I mean, but it also helps when your last name is Flair and you get what you want in that company.
Yeah, right now Rick and Vince ain't on good terms.
Yeah.
Rick called him out.
Don't blame them.
So our man seems to have some Twitter problems lately. We're gonna get into some of his tweets. The first one I want to get into is his tweet he made about he doesn't have 27 script writers. And his tweet said AEW doesn't have 27 writers doing comedy writing. We do great wrestling matches. So what is your take on that?
Is he wrong?
No.
Then that's my take on it. He's correct. They don't need 27 Hollywood writers that know nothing about pro wrestling. You know what company does, though?
The other company called WWE?
Yeah. And which product is better right now?
Right now, the con man's getting all my money.
Then the con
Vince
man
is not getting my money.
Then the con man is putting on a better product without using 27 Hollywood writers.
I am sending all my money to the con man for the bidding war of 2024. Our next topic. Toni Storm being released from WWE. There was rumors WWE released her. There's rumors that she asked for her release. What do you think?
As long as she shows up on AEW, I'm fine with it.
AEW, the place where WWE releasees go to get a job.
And have better storylines.
So, got a question.
Oh, God.
If you could sign 5 free agents to AEW, who would it be? And I'm going to give you a list.
Okay.
Out of this 5, I need you to pick the top 3 you would want to see in AEW.
Okay.
Bray Wyatt, Killer Cross, Keith Lee, Mia Yim, and Scarlett Bordeaux.
Well, you forgot one free agent. Johnny Wrestling.
He's not on the list.
Well, he's
Which
on
3
my list.
would you want to see show up in 2022?
Bray Wyatt, Killer Cross, and Keith Lee.
Oh.
Because if you get Killer Cross, you get Scarlett Bordeaux as well. They're married.
Yeah, eventually she'd show up.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. So our next topic. I'm going to let you take this because this was your topic. The Undisputed Era versus Elite.
Oh. So, don't know if we'll get it after what happened on Dynamite, though. We still could get it.
Explain to me what this is.
In NXT, you had Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Roderick Strong. They were the Undisputed Era.
Okay.
And they were the best faction in all of wrestling at the time.
Okay.
Then they broke up. And now 3 of them are with AEW. Don't know what Roderick Strong's doing. Haven't heard anything about him. But, yeah. And then you could have Omega come back. Have Omega and the Young Bucks versus the Undisputed Era. Can't use Undisputed Era, but they'll come up with something.
Sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Next topic. Shit hit the fan last night for AEW.
TK. TK. We love you, TK. We love TK.
We love TK. But before we get into that, I'm going to read you a few more TK tweets.
Oh, yay.
Which I think they are kind of jabs at Vince.
As
they should be.
Deserved.
So TK came out and said in an interview we try not to do the same matches every week. Rematch, 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 which he's not wrong. WWE does that. I mean, I don't need to see Roman Reigns fight Brock Lesnar every week or every pay-per-view.
For the 7th millionth time.
And I'm a big Brock girl. Love me some Brock.
Dude.
But it's the same shit over and over. That's why WWE is losing to AEW.
And they used the same storyline for 3 months.
Yes. He goes on to say, I know some of you are familiar with that where wrestling companies go around with the same guys and girls wrestling every night. It's not like that here. I think that's what makes AEW a better product.
And he's right. We don't see Hangman every week. We don't see Danielson every week. And that's cool, because sometimes they need a break.
So, explain to me how you could be the #1 American wrestling company in a foreign country and you've never been there. AEW is basically the #1 wrestling company in Canada as they lead in the ratings. But yet they've never been to Canada. Granted, there's a pandemic and Canada's not letting people in.
As soon as AEW goes to Canada, if they get Scotiabank sold out. The Scotiabank Arena will be sold out. They could go anywhere in Canada and it will be sold out. I can guarantee that. If it's #1 in Canada and they've never been, yeah, there'll be a big show in Canada.
Speaking of tweets, my boy MJF sent out a tweet talking about 2021. It was his year. Just like 2022 will be his year. And just like every single year has and will be his year forever.
MJF is overrated.
Your face is overrated, but I still look at it.
MJF is mid.
Your balls are mid, but we still have them.
How would you know?
I'm your mother. Who do you think cleaned your ass when you was a baby?
Myself?
Yeah, right. You keep thinking that. You keep thinking that.
I don't know. MJF could win the title this year. I doubt it. I don't want to see it. But he could. He'll probably have a title shot and probably lose fairly and say that somebody cheated.
I'm going to refrain from saying anything. So next, who would be your top 5 tag teams of 2021?
Top 5?
Mm-hmm. Any promotion.
Wish you gave me time. Wish I knew about this.
I like spur of the moment stuff. You know, I'm spontaneous.
5 would be I really don't know.
I'll give you my 5.
Okay.
Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page at number 5.
Okay.
Number 4, Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
Number 3, FTR.
Okay.
Number 2, the Young Bucks. And number 1, the Lucha Brothers.
I would put you. Do you put FTR in there?
Mm-hmm, they were 3.
Oh, I can agree with that list.
Mom helping you out with the list?
Yep.
See what else I got good to talk about. All right. So, let's get into the shit that hit the fan last night.
Yay!
So, evidently, former AEW wrestler Swole made a statement about AEW. Some of her statements kind of pissed off the boss.
Yeah. TK was pissed.
My motto is there's her truth, his truth, and somewhere in the middle is the real truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's two sides to every story. There's going to be her side, Tony's side, and the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So she says there's not enough diversity in AEW, that the women don't get enough time in AEW, and that AEW didn't give her any creative help. If she wanted creative help, AEW was not the place to go. And I'm sure if she would have went to Khan or Cody and said, "Hey, I'm not very creative. I need someone to help me," they would have obliged her.
Uh-huh.
My whole issue with both of them is you don't air your dirty laundry on social media. That's my problem with TK and her both. This is a conversation you need to have in somebody's office where, you know, it's private.
Yeah. TK could have worded his tweet better. I will say that.
Does he need to apologize? No, I don't think he needs to apologize. His truth is his truth. Never apologize for your truth, whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong. Your belief is your belief, so you should never apologize for that. However, Tony, I love you. You get all my money. You might not should have tweeted that on social media, but I know that's your thing. As far as the diversity goes in AEW, I think there is more diversity in AEW than WWE. Both companies have had, other than white people, hold titles.
Yeah.
As far as women, most people are not big women wrestler fans. Even men don't really like to watch women wrestlers.
Yeah.
I'm a woman, and, you know, women wrestling ain't my thing. Now, we'll get into a match later on that I actually think is a good women's match. And I have been watching women wrestling since Glow come out. And if for y'all that don't know that, that was the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. I watched Mae Young back in her heyday. And still was not a fan of women wrestling.
I think if Swole was, like, actually able to put on a good match in AEW, she would have been used better.
Yes, I ask you to go back and watch some of her matches. They were terrible. She was not a good wrestler. It had nothing to do with your creativity or whatever. You were just a bad wrestler.
Yeah. If you put on a bad match with Sheeta, something went wrong. And it's probably not Sheeta's fault.
So now you have everybody on Twitter taking sides. Either you're on her side or you're on Tony's side. And I actually got called out on Twitter.
Oh, God.
Well, no, it wasn't nothing bad. So somebody in the midst of all this was talking about an NDA. Do you know what an NDA is?
Something in the contract that doesn't allow people to talk.
Yes, it's called a non-disclosure agreement, meaning you sign this agreement, you cannot speak about anything that goes on in this company, whatever, this contract, whatever, until it expires. So I was explaining to someone, because they put on Twitter, they didn't know what an NDA was. I basically just said, NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, blah, blah, blah. In this case, if she signed one, then she is not allowed to talk about the inner workings of AEW.
Yeah.
So then somebody comes back and says, well, do you know or do you have privilege to AEW contracts? No, bitch. I was just explaining what an NDA was and just used that her as an example, since that's the subject of the conversation. No, but hey, Tony, if you want to hire me, I'll be glad to work for AEW.
Hey, TK, I think I need to work for AEW. I need to write MJ off of the story for good. Write him off TV forever.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Okay.
You're getting closer to sleeping in the doghouse tonight, son.
You don't have a doghouse.
I will build one just for you. I gotta go to Lowe's today anyway. I will get some 2x4s and build one just for you.
Uh-huh.
So now you're gonna have an issue within the company because you've got certain people coming out saying Tony needs to apologize and others coming out and saying he don't need to apologize and this is my experience. I'm not demeaning her experience in AEW. It might have sucked. But if it did, you and the boss need to have a conversation about this behind closed doors, not on social media.
Uh-huh.
Because then you open it up for everybody and their brother to get involved. And it's only going to make it worse.
Yep.
That is the one downside to social media, is everybody can sit behind a keyboard and say what they want, but will not say it to somebody's face.
Nope.
Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the bitch shit slapped out of your mouth if you say some of this shit to somebody's face.
Probably.
I'm a little disappointed in Khan. You know, maybe he was a little hydrated when he sent that tweet, given it was New Year's Eve.
Could have been.
But, like I said, that's something that should have been handled in closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
Dynamite time.
is there any other news we need to discuss?
Not that I know of.
I think that's it. So,
Dynamite time.
Dynamite time. Overall thoughts on Dynamite this week?
It's pretty good.
They had really good matches.
Too many talking segments. I'll give it that this week.
There was only 3?
There was like more than 3.
No.
Yeah.
I thought there was only 3.
There was one with MJF.
CM Punk come out.
CM Punk came
Ricky
out.
Starks and Hobbs did a quick one.
Not Punk. Sting and Darby.
Well, they were talking about their match coming up in Rampage. Or, was it Rampage?
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
No, Rampage. I'm sorry. We're talking about Dynamite.
Yeah. So it wasn't really that bad. So, we get the return of the GOAT, the greatest wrestling ring announcer of all time, Jim Ross.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I love Taz on commentary, but JR is the man.
JR is the OG.
Yes. Love me some JR. So he gets a warm welcome from his home crowd in Jacksonville.
Very cool.
And our first match is a 10-man tag featuring Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Christian, and the Lucha Brothers versus my tag team FTR, Matt Hardy, and Private Party.
It was a pretty decent match.
It was a very good match. Very good match. The Lucha Brothers and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus have like miscommunication, something. I don't know what's going on, but it causes them to lose the match.
Yeah.
So after they lose the match, you see them backstage where Tony Schiavone's interviewing the Lucha Brothers, and we are going to get the Lucha Brothers versus
Jurassic Express.
on Dynamite next
The
week
tag team belts.
for the titles. Who you got?
Jurassic Express.
I think Lucha Brothers going to retain. Overall, the match was very good, very entertaining.
It was an entertaining match.
Good way to start off New Year's Smash.
Yeah.
And then we go to hot-headed Eddie Kingston with Ortiz and Santana. I love some Ortiz and Santana.
Mm-hmm.
And they are going to be wrestling 2.0 and Daniel Garcia. Match pretty good. It's okay.
Yeah.
I kind of felt it was like a filler match, sort of.
Yeah.
Best part of this match,
Y2J.
Y2J, Chris Jericho comes out to help Eddie Kingston. And hothead Eddie Kingston gets pissed. I mean, you just got your ass kicked again, and then you mad because Jericho come to help you? Because they were beating the piss out of Santana and Ortiz. And if I'm not mistaken, Santana and Ortiz is part of the Inner Circle, which is Chris Jericho's faction.
Uh-huh.
So why would he not come and help his two friends?
Eddie Kingston's a hothead and has that New York anger.
Nice. I agree with that.
That's how we'll word that.
Okay. So next, we get the best promo ever.
I wouldn't say the best promo ever because it wasn't as good as Punk MJF.
Well, that's true. But any promo MJF does is the best.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Anyways.
And that suit, oh baby, you are rocking that suit. Woo!
Anyways. Dan the man.
I think I had to go make a change.
Dan the man.
No. So anyway, let's get into the MJF promo. Because I got some theories on this.
Wardlow's turning on him.
He tells Wardlow that if he wins a title, he has to relinquish it to him, per his contract. Then he brings in Mark Sterling with a contract, and Sterling begins to read section blah, 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 and goes, blah, blah, blah. Wardlow's sitting there looking like, what the hell?
The hell did I get myself into?
So, what do you think? Wardlow turning on MJF soon?
Wardlow's gonna turn on them in Cleveland.
I think the best time would be on January 19th. I don't know where they'll be at.
DC.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I think that's MJF's birthday. So what a birthday present. Your bodyguard just turned on you.
We need to have a MJF birthday bash in the ring with a huge ass cake.
And Wardlow power slam him. Give him the, what is it they call the Powerbomb Symphony?
Through the cake.
Wait a minute, MJF, you could come Powerbomb Symphony me anytime.
No!
Yes, don't listen to the fool over here. So then MJF proceeds to say he's over CM Punk. Yeah, no.
No.
I don't think that's happening.
No, ma'am. It's not happening.
Then MJF decides, oh, I'm going to start wrestling so I can rank up before the pay-per-view. So my question to you, was MJF smart with his contract with Wardlow?
It's just that damn good.
Or is he just being an ass?
Both.
He's a pretty smart guy. I like smart men. Young men. Cougar on the prowl here. So then our next match is Wardlow and a jobber. You know, I'm all for Wardlow, so yeah, it was a good match. Wardlow wins again. Right. Best part of that match, Spears sitting in the chair eating a carrot.
You need a chair like his.
Oh, I do need me a plaid chair because, you know, plaid is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna buy me one?
I don't know where to get them.
You can find everything on Amazon.
Good point. Good point.
Hey, TK, I think AEW needs to start marketing Spears chairs to make you some money. You probably have to send some proceeds over to MJF since it's, you know, his design.
Probably.
Kind of, sort of, he stole it from Burberry London. So next, we get a Adam Cole promo with O'Reilly, Fish, and the Young Bucks. And O'Reilly says he wants to talk to Cole alone. So evidently there were some issues with O'Reilly and Cole before them coming to AEW.
They had a feud on NXT and it was very, very good.
We're going to see how that plays out then. So next, we get a Dan Lambert promo.
Yeah!
Dan Lambert.
Dan the man.
Dan. Good
Dan
promo.
The man.
Good promo.
Called Brandy Rhodes a stripper. Called her Bambi.
Okay, I will say this. I don't care if it's a white woman, black woman, Asian woman, whatever woman. When a woman takes off her heels and earrings, shit's about to go down.
Shit is about to go down.
And shit was about to go down because I think Brandy was going to whoop that Lambert ass.
That would have been funny.
However, Dustin Rhodes comes in and steps in.
Then he gets his ass kicked.
Then he gets a cheap shot from Ethan Page. Okay. Keith, you know I love you, Keith. But you are now delegated to my third favorite Canadian. Ethan Page just took your spot because I found out he was Canadian.
Keith, don't worry, you're still my favorite Canadian.
I did like the line Brandy said Lambert was a less talented Paul Heyman.
That was funny. That was good.
I like Paul Heyman.
Time for all the WWE fans to say they can't go a week without mentioning WWE in any promo.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. So after that, we get the women's, was it the semifinal match for the TBS title?
Yes.
Between Thunder Rosa and Jade Cargill. Cargill wins for a women's match. I liked it. I was entertained. They both put on a hell of a show.
It was a very great match.
I was rooting for Jade because I'm that bitch.
I would have been fine with either one winning.
I did have an issue with that match though. Thunder Rosa, why are you coming out looking like you had sex with Wolverine?
Because Wolverine's a badass? And Thunder Rosa's a badass?
No.
Yes.
Cargill wins the match, but with help.
Mercedes Martinez
is now All Elite.
Yep.
So that leads us into this coming Wednesday, TBS title championship match between Jade Cargill and Ruby Soho.
I would be fine with either one winning it.
I'm kind of rooting for Jade. I'm not a fan of Ruby Soho. I like her
Jade
music.
To win it.
I like her music.
Yeah, no, Ruby does have a badass theme song.
That's about all. I didn't like her in WWE, and I'm just not digging her in AEW.
Since she came to AEW, and since I'm seeing more of her, I'm starting to like her more. But I want Jade to win it, but I wouldn't be mad if Ruby Soho won it.
Yes. Then, dear Jesus, help me. Take the wheel, do something. Punky Brewster. I need Grandpa to go back. You and receding hairline Sting need to retire. CM Punk comes out running his mouth. He goes on about, I've been thinking. Hey, Punk, you gotta have a brain to think. You ain't got one.
More of a brain than Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Bullshit. Maxwell's got a brain because he just fucked Wardlow in a contract. See, this is why, people, you need to read everything before you put your name on the dotted line.
Maybe if MJF was a good wrestler, he wouldn't have to have somebody win a title for him.
I will say this, Wardlow, though. Given that you're from Cleveland, you probably can't read.
Well, damn.
Anyway. So, Punk welcomes JR back. Talks about Brody Lee. Nice. We all miss Brody. He was a great wrestler.
Outstanding. Miss that guy.
Yes. Then Punk goes to talking about where MJF said that Punk was not worth his time anymore. So, Punk calls MJF a Twitter troll in the flesh.
Very true.
Punk is a bitch and is afraid of MJF.
Who was running away last week?
CM Punk.
No.
CM Punk.
No. Stop being biased. Who was running away last week?
CM Punk.
Okay, sure. When it was MJF hitting
I was
a
there
gold
live.
medal.
I was there live in person and seen it.
We were watching two completely different matches.
So Punk then takes a jab at MJF and says that MJF is a waste of time and even a bigger waste of con money than Tim Tebow.
Love that line.
We will see in 2024 when Tony backs that Brinks truck up and dumps all that money on MJF's lap. I might be in that Brinks trunk too.
Oh, God.
Tony, you can dump me on MJF slap too. So Punk then goes on to proceed that he didn't want to mess with MJF. I would love to mess with MJF. Somehow I figure these two are going to meet down the road because they both have the same goal of becoming AEW champion.
Yeah, they're going to meet at the pay-per-view.
It's going to be a hell of a match once they meet.
Uh-huh. It's going to be a very good match.
I don't think we're going to be talking that day.
No, we will.
Yeah, we'll be trash talking each other. So then that's all we get from CM Punk. Grandpa, it's past your bedtime. Go back to bed. Bye, Punky Brewster. Then we get a little promo from Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks.
Dante Martin versus Ricky Starks. It's going to be a good feud.
I'm liking them setting up a Ricky Starks or Powerhouse Hobbs feud with Dante Martin. Now, Dante's brother is in AEW.
He's hurt.
He's hurt. When he comes back, I'd like to see them two tag and then fight Starks and Hobbs.
Yeah, that would be good.
But I'm kind of liking this little feud right now.
Yeah, I like Dante Martin.
I do too.
Some stuff he needs to work on.
Well, I mean, he was like 20-some years old.
Yeah, he's like 19.
So, we did get another promo, sorry. Your boy, Sammy Guevara,
Screw that guy.
comes out with signs saying he wants his TNT title back.
Well, maybe if he was good enough, he would have beat Cody Rhodes.
Well, I don't know what to say. Because like I said, during that match, I was cool with whoever won.
Cody won, and I was happy.
So then we have our main event for Dynamite. And we have Cole, O'Reilly, and Fish versus Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Beretta. I'm digging O'Reilly and Fish together as a tag team.
Red Dragon.
Could see
Great
them.
to see them back.
Yes, could see them push for the tag team titles.
Hopefully.
Match overall, really good.
It was a great match.
Cole took some hard hits. Spear on the ramp.
That would hurt.
Took a kick to the face
Ow.
that knocked him down. So O'Reilly covers Chuck Taylor, and Cole, O'Reilly, Fish get the win. However, there's some drama going on. Cole walks out with the Young Bucks, who come out to check on him after he got bitch slapped in the face with somebody's foot. Cole does not even go into the ring to get his hand raised with Fish and O'Reilly.
I don't know.
Setting up a Young Bucks, Fish, O'Reilly confrontation.
Winner gets Adam Cole.
No, nobody wants Adam Cole except Britt Baker.
Here's what we do. We take a page from the WWE book. We put Adam Cole up in a shark cage above the ring, and you have to climb the ladder to get to him. And whoever gets to him first, Adam Cole joins that team.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Please don't do that, TK, even though it would probably be a good match.
Okay. Random thought. You know they do a lot of like 6-man tags in AEW.
Yeah.
Would you be opposed to seeing a 3-man tag title?
No. That and a women's tag belt, I think that's the next 2 belts we need. Like, no, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a
3-man tag title? I wouldn't either. I kind of like it.
Because, yeah, we get a lot of 3-man tag matches, but they're good.
Yes. They're not just like fillers.
Yeah.
Yes, they're very good.
And, like, they're actually feuds that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
When in the WWE, we're like, okay, we'll throw in Finn Balor, this guy, and this guy against Roman Reigns, this guy, and this guy.
Yeah, speaking of which, you mentioned my man Finn. We were rewatching Dynamite this morning because you come on Wednesday and we don't record till Saturday. I kind of forget what happens. I mean, I don't forget anything MJF does on Dynamite, but everything else I do. Kind of noticed. O'Reilly reminds me of Finn Balor.
I don't see it.
I don't know. It's his face. It's something about his face. I think he is Finn Balor's variant.
Could it be the beard?
It might be, but I think he is Finn Balor's variant.
Okay.
If Finn Balor ever came to AEW, I'd love to see him and O'Reilly tag.
Yeah. But if Balor comes, that's what you could do. Adam Cole leaves the Young Bucks and goes to Fish and O'Reilly. Balor comes in,
Teams with the Young Bucks.
rejoins the Elite like he did well, he was part of the Bullet Club,
Mm-hmm.
but the Young Bucks were there with him too.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, Finn Balor and the Young Bucks versus Undisputed Era. Book it.
Nice. I like it.
Book it.
He comes. TK, you need to book that.
Please, TK. I will write that story for you.
TK don't need writers. He lets his wrestlers do it for themselves. So, Dynamite, pretty awesome.
Pretty cool. I liked it.
Yes. So, we had Rampage last night, which was back on Friday. After having to watch that hellacious football game we won't discuss.
What football game? I
yeah.
didn't know there was a football game.
Yeah, there was not. So Rampage. What we got?
We started off with... What was the first match?
I don't remember. I told you to look this stuff up.
I know we had the Tay Conti.
I think that was the first match. The street fight. Tay Conti and Anna Jay versus the Bunny and Penelope Ford.
Give me...
Girls. Y'all some bad bitches.
Give me TK's Twitter.
Y'all some bad bitches. Pulling out tacks like Mick Foley did. Barbed wire. I mean, the Bunny got busted open. Tay Conti got busted open. And I don't mean by Sammy Guevara. It was overall for a women's match. I liked it too.
Where does AEW get their tables at?
Yes, AEW, I need you to get tables that actually break. Because Tay Conti is laying on the table. And is it Penelope?
Yep.
Jumps off the top rope, lands on Tay,
Cool
and
move.
the table. The table don't break. Like, she literally lands on Tay's face. Like, her middle parts land on Tay's face.
It was a cool move, though.
It was a cool move. That whole match was pretty cool.
We had Darby Allin versus Anthony Bones.
I love me some Acclaim. The Acclaim have arrived. Oh, and the rap. Loved it. Loved it. Max, I loved your rap. It was awesome.
That was a good match, too.
It was a very good match. I'm not a big Darby fan because, you know, he was receding hairline, Grandpa Sting.
I like Darby.
I know.
Darby's a badass.
But it was a good match. Darby won, didn't he?
Yep.
What do we have next?
Then we had Technique by Taz of Hook.
Yes, Taz is teaching us all how to wrestle.
Thank you, Taz.
I think I need to try that move on MJF.
We finally got a name for Hook's finisher. Red Rum. Badass name.
Red Rum.
Uh-huh.
That's what shoot Jack Nicholson said in The Shining.
Red Rum.
Yeah, the son. He kept saying Red Rum.
Yeah. And then we have a title match. The TNT title match. Cody Rhodes versus Ethan Page.
My second favorite Canadian. Was a good match.
It was a very good match. Cody won.
Yes.
As he should have.
That's another one I'd have been happy whoever won. I want to see Ethan and Scorpio go for tag titles instead of individual title.
Or
I like them better as a tag team.
what I think could happen, you have Cody drop the title to Scorpion Sky, and then
Ethan turns on him.
And then you have those two go at it. Because if those two have a match against each other,
that will be
a very good match.
Yes, it will be a very, very good match. But I'd like to see them make a run for the tag team titles.
Yeah.
I don't want them to split them up.
Not yet.
Yes, not yet. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
So, this week of AEW, really good. Really entertaining. Even the women's matches. And like I said before, I'm not a big women wrestler fan.
So, out of 10, what would you give AEW this week?
Minus TK's tweets just on their shows?
Just on their shows.
10 out of 10. Because you even had me in the women's matches this week.
Yeah, I would give it a 10 out of 10. That's fair.
And like I said, I don't really... Usually when the women's matches come on, that is my bathroom break. And, like, do I need to get some more drink in my cup for the rest of the evening night break? But I was like, ooh, these matches are really good. And I'm going to really sit here and watch and pay attention.
These past 2 weeks of AEW have been really good. And not just because we went to one of them in person. Both of them were very good.
Yes, they ended the year very well, and they're supposedly going to be starting off the year very well on their new channel, TBS, because we're going to get Danielson and Hangman for the titles. We're getting the tag team titles.
The TBS title.
The TBS title. I mean, I would have saved all that for Battle of the Belts.
Kick it off the right way.
Yes. And my man's wrestling. Yes, yes, yes on Wednesday. I love me some MJF because he's better than you and you know it.
It'll take him 15 minutes to beat a jobber.
It's going to take me about 2 seconds to beat your ass. For talking about MJF.
Anything else we need to add?
Concerning wrestling? TK, lay off the tweets. Take you a break. Regroup. Come back next week. And kick some ass.
Yep. We still love you, TK.
Yes, I will still be backing up my money so you can re-sign my man MJF because I can't watch him in WWE. They'll ruin him.
Yeah, he'll be like PGJF.
They'll ruin him. And I like my smart assy MJF. Even though he does have a nice ass to look at. I cannot confirm or deny that his ass is on my phone.
Multiple times.
Yes. Maybe, sorta.
Maybe the background on your phone.
Might be. Might need to make that into a poster and hang it in my living room.
Please don't.
Oh, I am now just because you said please don't. So, wrestling this week, great. AEW kicking ass.
As always.
As always. And for our wonderful listeners, we will have a special podcast later this evening. We'll drop later tonight. We'll have a guest. We're going to review the musical Hamilton with Lin-Manuel
Miranda.
Yes. So, I guess that means we need to get off here and go watch some Hamilton.
I'm fine by me. I like Hamilton.
You know what I forgot to do today?
What?
Check on my old peoples.
Go check on the old peoples. Then we'll watch Hamilton.
And then we'll see you Monday for Random Shit Monday.
Oh, God.
If you haven't checked out the book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus, please do. First episode was pretty good. We might be doing a review of episode 1 and 2 Wednesday.
I have an idea for Wednesday, and we'll discuss it off the air.
Okay. But until next time, I'm Catherine.
I'm Brendan.
And we are Mid Out.
Adios, people of the webs of the internet.